So let's start talking a little bit about AIG and the causes of its financial collapse. AIG started off as an insurance company in China, actually, several decades ago. And in the 1960s, Hank Greenberg took over the company and gradually turned it into an insurance, one of the giants in the insurance industry. It basically became a $1 trillion business. And they had 245 subsidiaries in 130 different countries. And it's important to note, though, that even today, the insurance operations are separate from the other business segments of AIG. AIG itself, when we refer to AIG or the references you've seen in the papers in the media to AIG, is the holding company, which holds the subsidiaries that are broadly divided into 4 different business segments, only one of which is the general insurance segment. And then you've got life insurance and retirement services, asset management, and then financial services, which is the part of the business that was involved with the credit default swaps. And in fact, the financial services operations were added relatively recently to AIG's structure. Basically, what happened was in 1999, the Financial Services Modernization Act, also known as the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, was passed, which allowed commercial and investment banks to combine their services, whereas previously they had been separate. And it also allowed insurance operations to be combined with banking as well. And so what happened was AIG got into the financial services business. They actually purchased a small savings and loan operation in Delaware, and as a result of that purchase, they, under the then prevailing federal regulations, were allowed to pick their own regulator to regulate their operations, and they chose to be regulated by the Office of Thrift Supervision, which is the federal agency charged with supervising savings and loans. So basically, one of the largest companies in the world, AIG, was regulated by a fairly small federal agency, federal office, really, which has admitted that it was not really equipped to adequately regulate all the aspects of AIG's myriad business, including in particular the credit default swaps. And the AIG insurance companies, by contrast, were regulated by the insurance departments of the states in which they are located, which is primarily New York, Delaware, Pennsylvania, and Illinois. So within the heading of the general insurance AIG operating segment, you've got your domestic general insurance group and your foreign general insurance group. But within those broad categories, AIG basically has pretty much every type of insurance project or product that you can imagine: commercial insurance, industrial property, excess liability, workers' comp, D&O, E&O, aviation, you name it, as well as extensive reinsurance operations. In fact, the domestic brokerage group is still currently the largest property and casualty insurance organization in the United States. And all told, they have approximately 55 different insurance companies. The only other operating segment that we'll really be talking about is, as I mentioned, the financial services segment, which was involved in the selling of credit default swaps.